హలో ఫ్రెండ్స్, వెల్కమ్ బ్యాక్ టు పక్కా వైజాగ్. మీరు ఈ ఛానల్ని ఇంకా సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేసుకోకపోతే వెంటనే సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేసుకుని బెల్ ఐకాన్ని యాక్టివేట్ చేసుకోండి.
And welcome to the session of Heritage and Climate at MV MAA. On the 26th of March, I had finished a beautiful session at one of the heritage sites, and very well I knew that the next one that is going to be is for the World Heritage Day. And the theme this year is Heritage and Climate. And while I was driving back, this ship in the light was glaring, and I said, isn't this a marvelous example of what the climate did to it? It marooned this ship and it found itself here by our side. And this ship also, suddenly, I must thank the gentleman, Mr. Captain Surendra Singh, who just on a phone call, I've yet not met him, Sohan has not met him, but just on a phone call has allowed us to take this venue and actually heralding this whole of World Heritage Day. Something that I would like each one of you to remember, that we did meet on a strange place. On his favorite topic, environment, climate and heritage.
And first of all, please tell me if my hair is okay.
Absolutely.
I'm good to go. Okay. That's my favorite thing. But talking about heritage and climate, these are a tricky type of a thing. Heritage and climate. First of all, we have to know what the hell is heritage. Heritage itself. Like, I have a very simple formula for that. I say something made by humans, it's built heritage that we have made. We have also got something that we have written, poems that we have made, large dramas, plays, songs, religious practices, things like that, which have become a cultural heritage that we, from years and years, in fact thousands of years that we are talking about, man is supposed to have first realized this an intellect 70,000 years ago, and then as time went on, radical changes, and he grew and grew and grew in our intellectual capacity. Right now, you know where we are, fighting in Ukraine. That's what. But other than that, a lot of things are being done, and otherwise, frogs would have gone to the moon. But we did it. We graduated to this position, and then that all that we built in our past is our heritage. From great temples to large buildings to tombs to pyramids, everything is a built heritage that we made. But then, other than us, Mother Nature built a lot of things, and that I would say is natural heritage. So we're just talking about these two subjects today. In man-made heritage, we are talking about cultural and built. And in natural heritage, we are talking about the seas, the oceans, the hills, the forests, the myriad number of creatures, from whales to tiny little sardines, to eagles, to sparrows, to all types of things, to dragonflies, to little insects, to butterflies, all these marvelous things which have evolved over millions of years. They're not new, they've evolved over millions of years, and that's what created our natural heritage. From the largest of these banyan trees to the grass that grows on your lawn, those little caterpillars that go there, all of these have evolved. And the story of evolution still goes on and on. And scientists believe that we will continue to evolve at a fast rate, but at the same time, lot of creatures that have already evolved will pass away. We will not see them anymore. They say that we are in the middle of the sixth extinction. That is, a lot of creatures will die and we will not ever see them again, which is a sad thing. But humans at this point are proliferating, and we are impacting terribly our heritage, natural as well as built heritage. But there's something else that is happening. Now, we are talking about climate. Is climate changing? Everybody believes that climate is changing. Put your hands up if you believe that. Please give me a little bit of feedback on this. Yes, climate is changing. and it's changing at a rapid rate. And where is it changing? We all know this. It is changing most often because of the high level of CO2 and methane, gases that heat up the atmosphere, and the temperatures are going up. And this temperature going up is causing a lot of things. Some things it is causing is that it is melting the polar caps, it's increasing the sea level, the storms are becoming ferocious. The more often we have storms. Sorry? Ozone layer is one, but luckily we are over that problem right now. The ozone layer has healed substantially, and we are safely out of that particular problem, though it did contribute to global warming. And this heating up is also causing rise in humidity because you have more evaporation. And this temperature change which happens, that is, you have sudden increase in temperature and then decrease in temperature and increase in temperature. All of them are doing that at a higher level than ever before. The temperatures of things are very high, and then in the night it cools down. So you have large structures like, say, the pyramids of Giza. It survived for 5,000, 6,000 years. It's been around. But then you have expansion and contraction at a more rapid rate, at an accelerated height of compression, of expansion and contraction because of temperature changes. And this causes masses of rocks to rub up against each other, causing friction and eventually crack. So, does it affect our built heritage? Definitely, and we have seen it here in Vizag. We have seen this thing happening. We have seen, first of all, our sea getting eroded. We have to work harder and harder to save our beaches. So what is happening if sea gets eroded? There are two things that is happening. One is, of course, physically that you reduce the size of the sea, of the coast. And secondly, you are impacting culturally all those people who actually lived on the coast. Who are there? Our fishing community, they lived on the beach. They had these typically round homes. Architects will tell you that this type of homes are more wind resistant. The winds will pass in any direction they blow. It will have the same wind resistance, and therefore the profile being circular, the winds will pass over it. Now those structures are gone because all these fisher people who live near the sea have moved inland, 100 meters, 500 meters, and they have even, because of the earnings have improved, they have also built different type of houses. So we have lost culturally a type of structure that we were familiar with in the past. Other things are also happening at the same time. We have fantastic Buddhist sites all along the coast. All these sites are being impacted by weather change, by climate change. Very recently, we saw a lot of storms spoiling whatever was even constructed. Like what was reconstructed, conserved. For example, in Totlakonda, water seeped into the stupas which were reconstructed, built up the pressure from inside, and who was that? Samson, who pushed those pillars apart. This water pressure pushed the building apart and it collapsed overnight, the stupas. So things like this are happening every day on a daily basis. And then, of course, somebody was telling me yesterday, nettal dorutam. You don't get fish nowadays, particular types. You get some type, but you don't get other type. Of course, we have global warming. Obviously, the sea level is rising. We are told that the oxygen levels are depleting in the sea, and all this is affecting our marine life. So we have multiple directions, and we humans are the most pernicious of all these creatures that ever came down. You must have seen the amount of plastic on the way. Not that plastic will immediately impact the atmosphere, but of course it's a massive thing, and eventually it will. Maybe we will be ingesting microplastics. We already started, and it will continue to happen. So, to cut a long story short, we have come to a place where yes, we have heritage, plenty of it, and we have different types of heritage. Just to wrap up, you have cultural, and you have built heritage, and you have natural heritage. All these are being impacted by climate, and climate is changing because of humans. So finally, if you look, the usual suspects, and as we go investigating where the trail leads, it leads to all of us over here. So that's where we are. And but today is a very special day. We are on a ship, and I don't think we have ever had a meeting on a ship before. And just be careful, don't rock it too much, but we're safe on the ship at the moment. And I have to say safety, of course, a lot of oil and stuff like that, but that's the whole feel of the place, that smell of oil, all the structures which come out of here and there. And I can imagine, and Captain will tell us, how people have sailed on this vessel for thousands and thousands of nautical miles. And, happily they've done it until this unfortunate incident where the ship came ashore over here. But the ship has got a new lease of life. We must thank the management of this vessel for having given us the permission to meet here today. And this ship will get a new lease of life. It will become a restaurant. The lights will be shining. Music will be playing. People will be falling overboard after getting drunk. Things like that will happen. But you will see this vessel for many years to come. And we are thankful that Vizag has such a good attraction coming up over here. With that, I will close this thing. But this interaction today is more than just somebody talking from here. It is more like we are interacting. If you see that, citizens interaction. And who are we? Citizens. And what we are going to do now is we are going to interact. And what are we talking about? Basically heritage and climate. And anyway, of the subject around it also. Thank you very much. It's time for us to interact.
Our Captain Kali, Prasad, always gives that value addition as a captain who has sailed our oceans in so many all over the world. And when I ask him, because it really adds, we are a shoreline city, and a captain who sails has met with so many different aspects, and I request Captain Kali, please talk to us.
Thank you. Thank you. If somebody suddenly tells you to talk, you have nothing. Only, this is best word to say interact, so that I need not speak long. It is more better we talk to each other and try to understand. First of all, I sailed for good 22 years and stopped sailing in the end 2017. And before that also I've been associated with Jayashree and all, going for different rounds, because for some reason, I must appreciate all of you showing interest, being a localites and not too much exposed to outside world. Correct me if I'm wrong. Whereas me, or like somebody like you sailed around, they see the world, they understand that how much care is being taken. How much care is being taken to preserve the heritage or to understand what is the culture. But we somehow are in a rat's race trying to just ignore whatever it is, trying to live for today or plan for tomorrow. And today's topic is about climate. So a couple of things I'll tell. Anyway, since Sohan was telling something that people will fall overboard, I'll just try to tell a joke because I forget. I'm already 50 plus. On a ship, generally they ask questions in communication. How do you do? Like one of them is, they ask a person, if somebody is drunk or dead, what do you do? Then one guy said, I'll try to search for him. Then he said, sir, nowhere, not possible. Then I'll try to tell everybody. Then he kept on asking questions, but the examiner never got the right answer. He said, at last he said, then you imagine if somebody has fallen overboard, what do you do now? He kept on answering different things. Then he said, no, what you have to do is, you have to inform master, understand, none of you are the head of the ship. Anything happens, you have to tell the master. Inform master, remember this word, inform master. That guy looked at him, sir, captain is only overboard, sir. Anyway, so climate and things, anyway, Sohan literally highlights each and every paper cutting of whatever happens on about climate and writes so much about it. You'll love to read whatever he writes with his special artistic abilities in the small space. I don't know how he makes it. Even if it's written for 1 hour, I can never make such nice drawings in such small space. Hats off to you, sir, for your efforts and your subject.
Pleasure, sir.
Anyway, what is weather? And how many people are here understand the trade winds or equator or difference in northern and southern hemisphere? Or, okay, let us start like this. What are the different names given for the hurricanes in different parts of the world or cyclones? Any idea?
Typhoon in
Typhoon?
Tornado.
Tornado is the only one thing which is off. I'm waiting for somebody to say that. Tornado is not at all a part of cyclone.
Hurricane.
hurricanes or typhoons, hurricanes, so many. There are, I'll give a nice book just for you to people to go through. Anyway, tornado is the only thing which actually sucks. Remaining other things is fully bad. But anyway, cyclones, we use the word cyclone, and I want to tell you it has nothing to do with cycle. Not the one, but it is a Greek word called as cyclone. K by K alone, something like cyclone, something. From there we got the word cyclone, which means revolving around, which goes around. We see very often in the newspaper or TV that there is some low depression with the clouds going round and moving, isn't it? And very reason why I want to tell is Vizag was hit by hudud in a very, very bad manner. Why we got hit that time? We think that we are excellent in subject. Science has developed so much. But when it comes to weather, science is nothing but 0.0001 when it comes to weather. Nobody predicts weather properly. Otherwise, there won't be disasters, there won't be deaths, there won't be groundings of ships. Nothing. So, if I can just use this place as a board to tell you. For example, this is the chart for our understanding, and this is the equator. Imagine, generally all the cyclones start from this area, 0 to 30 degrees. This is the place where the cyclones start. They move like this. They all move like this. Come to Vizag, for example, for the one which is affecting. And before coming to Vizag, they all tell that we are going to hit by cyclones or something. And suddenly we see it's taking a turn, going and hitting Orissa or Bangladesh. Common, correct? Highest number of cyclones generally go and hit Bangladesh. Southern hemisphere, this is the way how cyclones move. Southern hemisphere, this is the way how the cyclones move. Northern hemisphere, this is the way how it moves. Okay?
Right.
Now, all the weathermen, they take out the charts and they predict how it went 30 years back, 50 years back, on the track record. They keep it track. All the cyclones, this is the way how it's shown. All the way.
Northern hemisphere.
Northern hemisphere. Southern hemisphere. So anything coming. And on the ship, for example, we get a message saying that at so and so position, we have a low depression. What's the depression? Low depression. Low depression. Anyway, since you got the delta, this word also. And so it's a nice thing. How many of you know what is the pressure, earth pressure? We talk about pressure, high pressure areas, low pressure areas, correct? Why it happens? Because of heat. What will happen? The air around in the particular area gets heated up. When it's heated up, it rises, creating a low pressure in that area. When low pressure is created, up to a level doesn't happen. Small variation in temperatures, nothing happens. When the temperature is high, the low pressure is falling down, then
Air rushes.
the air from other sides try to come into this area, isn't it? When they come, the movement, that's the reason why in the center of the cyclone, it's lull, absolutely lull, nothing is even better than this. It's even better than this. Okay, so all the air they try to come and fill up. Like for example, in a bucket, you take out one cup of water, the way the other water actually fills up that area, similarly air also comes. But when air comes, it doesn't come alone. It brings so many houses also along. Isn't it? Anyway, so this is one way. So what we do, for every area, there is some pressure. HPA is called, hectopascals is the unit used for the pressure. Pressure is nothing but having some weight on your head. So there is some weight on our head now. There is some weight on our head, all of us. So there is some pressure. Okay, that is what is pressure. Now, today is supposed to be 1003. Let us take these figures. 1003 or 1000 is the figure for our understanding. HPA, hectopascals, is the pressure what you should have here. And suddenly, it falls down to 980. They see, oh, there is low pressure. It falls down to 960. Oh, definitely it's very bad. Then they try to track this 960, where it is moving. Where it is moving. So that's the way how they find out the movement of the weather. Okay, now on the ship, middle of the ocean, there is nothing. No weather reports. We don't know. We are just saying this is the way how the sea is. And the pressure between 960 to 1000, we don't even feel it. It is not that like aircraft we have our ears, closed and we have to blow or eat a chocolate. No, it doesn't happen. That small variation will not know. Now what we do? We keep a track with the help of this called as barometer. It's called as a barograph.
So that it's battery operated.
Yeah, it's a battery operated. Battery operated only for this machine to run. That's it.
turn.
Yeah, this to turn. Otherwise, if there is no marking, still we can see the pressure here.
You can.
You can see the pressure. If it's running,
Uh-huh.
we have a record of that.
Okay.
Otherwise, the pressure is always seen here. Yeah, you can have it. So now what will happen? Today it is 940, for example, or 1000. After some time, we find it is coming to little less, and we are moving. We kept on moving, and we see the pressure is dropping slowly and slowly and slowly. And we on the charts we try to mark where the pressure is dropping, how far the pressure is dropping. Then we understand that we are going into low depression area, and we try to divert maybe. It depends. Or in some areas automatically the pressure is low, that's fine. So this is one important thing. Olden days, very reliable, because actually there is no mechanism in that except for the battery to mark it. Otherwise the pressure can be shown. Okay, so this is one equipment.
It's like
which-
a bellow. Like.
It's like a bellow, yeah, pressure, exactly. So it'll just move depending on how much pressure is there. Yeah. Anyway, nowadays things have become more disguised. Things are coming disguised. You can get marking somewhere. Why I prefer to show olden days? People have circumnavigated the world with the existing resources or whatever they had. Okay, that is one thing. Next thing is Sohan was telling me, why don't you bring your sextant and just try to tell people. So when people are able to circumnavigate, when was the first circumnavigation taken place? What is circumnavigate? On the world. Sorry? You're there. Magellan is one of the first people, and he was 1622, Lord Magellan, he made a circumnavigate. Then, when he was passing through the Magellan Straits, it was not Magellan Strait then. It was not Magellan Strait. Since he passed through that and found that place, the Chile, south of Chile, they named it Magellan. And you know who named Pacific Ocean? Lord Magellan. So he is a Spanish. So once he came out from the Magellan route, then he came to the land, then he saw the Pacific Ocean. Then he said, El Pacifico, that means what a peaceful place. El Pacifico, that means it's the Spanish word. So then with that they named it as Pacific Ocean. Anyway, so that's where how Pacific Ocean was. So Lord Magellan is the one who made 1622. A big round of applause to him. Exactly 500 years this year. 1622 he made round. Then after that so many people made, and Indians made, and one Indian, I think Gode I think, in 1990, solo. He made a solo around the globe unassisted. Gode I think. Gode, I don't remember the name. He made solo around the world. Yeah. So, and also Indian Navy, one ship by name Krishna. They also, with the women also, they made circumnavigate. Why I'm telling? Today's date, technology is excellent, but still people try to use the old equipment, circumnavigating without engines. They use only the wind to, to glide, to pass through. That is the called, just trying to live how older people. There's a saying in merchant navy, or there one old navigator. He said, "Give me a star and a long sail, I'll take you around the world." Wow. Just look at the star, and you will tell where he is around anywhere in the world. And since he said that, we have again the word, we have a sextant. Don't go with the first three letters of that.
Why not the 10th part of it?
Okay. So this is sextant, which I have shown last time already. With this we can actually try to find what is the distance, not distance, the angle between the horizon and the moon by looking at here. Block it, just take it up, block it, and see how much we actually moved. Okay. So this is one equipment which was invented nothing less than 200 plus years must be, and this was used to find out the position of the ship at different times of the day. Otherwise how? GPS started must be about 30 years. Before that there was no GPS. Global position system was not there at all some 30 years back. We don't have. So how the position was done? Only with the help of this. Look at the star, calculate, timing. But I'll tell you, the timing is so important. When one guy, if you want somebody can just know their position. In the world, how will you know your position? The timing should be so important. There used to be watches which used to be corrected. Olden days, the radio signal used to come every 1 hour, 15 minutes, half an hour, in that minute, second, and we all used to switch on the radio. I was a radio officer, converted into captain. Very rare people. I think in Vizag there are only 2 to 3 people in the whole world. So We all used to listen to the radio because if your clock is correct, then only you can do your positioning correct. Isn't it? Your clock should be accurate to the second. So people used to keep their watch ready in front of them. They used to adjust, keep it exactly 12 o'clock, 12:00, and listen to the radio. Some station by name Vizag Radio or BBC, they transmit time signal. They call it time signal. They'll start with signal. They'll start. Then everybody, it's coming. You'll stand by. Everybody will stand by. Then they'll keep their hands ready on the knob, and they'll give a long beep. Press it. That means from now your watch is now synchronized to the universal time, exact time. Because 1 second, you can imagine where the ship can move from one place to another. I mean, just for the calculation purpose. The ship will not move far, but it has to be accurate to do the calculation because it's all reverse calculation. We are not calculating from here to other side. You understood? So we are actually telling it is 10:12 here, but actually it's not 10:12. It's 10:12:01 because small angular velocity. Instead of showing here, when you're doing our exams, so many times our position come on lands. Sir, we are on the land. Thank God you're grounded. Okay. So with the sextant, we used to those guys used to find out. And also I had got one more small. Anyway, this is an antique piece.
Wow.
Don't throw it away. It's more than 150-year-old binoculars. It's very old one. So I like collecting all these objects. So these weathers are definitely one thing. And even in bad weathers, people used to do the circumnavigate. They used to make the complete around the world. Again, as Sohan said, what is climate? How it's affecting us? Everybody knows that something is wrong. We are contributing, still nothing is happening. That's what we are all feeling. But again, Satish garu, please Satish garu, aksar nilvadandi. Satish garu, Appala Reddy garu, where is Appala Reddy garu? Appala Reddy, Satish garu, really hats off to you people. Satish garu does so much cleanup. They have done 430 cleanups of the beach. 430 cleanups of the beach. They are actually making people more lethargic. Tell that you throw, we are there to clean. Absolutely fantastic. And Satish garu is so nice. 430 cleaners. Imagine every Sunday he gives job to somebody. They will take the lead, volunteers, and they will take your job to collect about 50 people and 50 bags. I want it. Less than that, I will not type it. Okay. So Satish garu, absolutely fantastic. And there's one thing what I'm just telling. Vizag volunteers doing absolutely fantastic. Satish garu, thanks. This is because it is climate related thing. I just thought, And Appala Reddy garu, he is absolutely class, sir. And he is a non-plastic man. So he does not like plastic.
Can you stand up a little? Upper deck.
Appala Reddy garu also actually he's doing so much to recycle the plastic.
Vizag is lucky to have people like
Yeah, absolutely. And
Jagdish.
Yeah, Jagdish garu. Jagdish is a part of the group. Jagdish garu, we also see they do so much to collect plastic, recycle, and so much. They also got a godown given by the government, but unfortunately it is not enough to sustain. It's not easy. So still they are not losing hope because their idea is not just to make money out of it, but to do something to the Mother Earth. Exactly, the Mother Earth. Absolutely. Hats off to you both, Auntie, and your team as well. And they recently started a nice office near Rama behind Rama or near complex, I think. Why this ship grounded? Anybody can tell? I was on a ship, very bad time, and that is during COVID period. I was doing a survey of a ship which brought isopropane. I mean, the one which used for the sanitizers. So you just imagine, the COVID itself has come from China, and Dr. Reddy Labs and some 2 people, they have imported isopropane from China. And the clarity should be, the efficiency or whatever you call it, it should be 99.88. That should be the clarity. And they tested, they found out to be 99.8. So they failed the whole ship. Okay, and I was called in the midnight to check it. And the weather was so bad, they had long, big umbrellas. So there is a hole. I can show something on the deck. There is a hole where you can enter into the ship, or you can see. Here you take its samples, drawing the sample. One guy, the Filipino guys, they were holding the umbrella, big umbrella, and we are covering the whole ship place, trying to draw the sample. And when the weather was so bad, the raindrops are literally passing from below the umbrella to going to the other side. You understood? The raindrops were not even falling from top. It was so bad that day. If you remember when the vessel MAA was grounded.
Yes.
So bad. And I said, don't need to draw any sample because half of the water will be the rain which is falling now. So then I did my survey till night 2 o'clock and completely drenched. And I came, I slept. Then morning 6 o'clock, my wife just, taps me and says, there's a call from the deputy conservator. They call DC of the vessel of Vizag and from the MMD surveyor, Mercantile Marine Department survey in charge. He said that, are you the PNA surveyor for this vessel MAA? I said, what is this? I went for a PNA survey, but I'm not the PNA surveyor for this, PNA inspector for this. What happened? Immediately try to get some text and pull it out and survey. Everybody is here all around. Morning by 6 o'clock, because this vessel grounded about 4 o'clock in the morning. Due to bad weather, why the ship can ground, why she cannot go out? Why she can ground, why she cannot? Exactly, but when it's grounded, the ships can go on also become. Low tide is there, I understand. But she can ground and when little push they can go back. No. The water is so heavy when she is able to throw the ship. But that much pressure is not there from other side. We cannot. First of all, there is no space below. And that is later. But once the ship said, then I said, once it is over, then my wife told that. I told them, done. Then my wife asked, what happened? I said, we have a new landmark in Vizag.
Excellent. Actually, that's exactly where we are.
That day I said, we have a landmark in Vizag. It's not easy to go. And again, with due respect, the agent of this vessel, Bhupesh is my close friend. And your Balraman team, they are also involved in so many things, trying to put something below. Then Admiral Rakesh, I think their team, they also involved with you. They is known to me because the tickets are paid, my brother. And so many people involved are all known to me. I was just telling you guys are just making money out of it. Ship is a permanent structure here. She sat properly. Once, that too, there is no tidal changes here. We don't have that big tidal changes. We are not in a river. And we are sitting on rocks. We are sitting on rock. And on the sand, what will happen? With the passing of time, when you put your leg on the sand, what will happen? Slowly your leg starts going in. So this vessel is properly grounded. She cannot go. Why she is grounded? Because first of all, during bad weather, the international regulation says once the ship's speed, the wind speed increase more than 20 knots. What? How much is a knot? Nautical mile? Nautical mile is almost like a mile. Almost close to mile. 1.8 kilometers, something like that. Okay. If the speed of the wind increases more than, say, 35 kilometers per hour, that is for our converse per hour, easy to understand, then do not drop anchor and wait. It will push you to the shore. Okay? Or shore, whatever it away. You are not supposed to. Even if you are on, your company is not international, it's a company regulation generally. International may be a little high. So the company tells that about 20 knots, do not anchor the vessel. You know what captains do? They write down the weather. 18 knots, 17.5, 19.3. Because when you enter in the record, it is 20 knots. You are not supposed to anchor. Then what you have to do? Pick up the anchor, go into the sea, and it drift. Who wants to drift in the middle of the night when there is nothing to do? Okay, so they try to take a chance. That taking a chance is this one. That chance, what they took, resulted in this one. So bad. People think they're small. Yes. What is different? They said, my anchors are strong. So they dropped the anchor. They started dragging. Anchor bites. You know how the anchor bites the sand? The anchor, the weight of this ship, imagine, is about 7,000 kilos. Example, 7,000 or 10,000 kilograms. The anchor weight is not more than 2 tons. Anchor weight is not more than 2 tons. It's not the weight of the anchor which is holding. It is a design of the anchor. The anchor is designed like this. When you drop, it drops like this. When you keep pulling, this will go more into the sand. It will bite. It's called the bite. It holds the earth properly. So now this is the way how the vessel stays. Anytime bad weather, you see the anchors, the vessel is like this. This is the chain, this is the anchor. More bad, it will hold even more. It keeps going more inside.
How long it will go?
It will not go anywhere. It will go maximum 2 meters. But more pull, it will make it more hard. That's it. It will not go deep. It cannot go deep. 2 meters, 3 meters. That maximum one. You can actually see the shank and more weather it will hold. But after some time it will break. Tuck, it will break. Once the anchor loses that grip, she starts going, and we can sometimes the anchor will even Anchor chain will break. So 2 tons is not big, isn't it, for this size of ship?
Water sustains you that.
Water.
Break even water.
In water? No. When we have anchored the vessel and there's too much weight on the chain, we are not maintaining the chains, we are not chipping, we are not painting, we are not giving for the test. The chain is thinning down, we are keeping white. Then it happened. So natural, all small. Same like our
Maintenance problem.
Bhopal incident. Everybody thought small thing. But when it has happened, it is too big, isn't it? So bad weathers are like that. We, even in spite of so much of technology, so much of information, so many hundreds and hundreds of books, so much of subjects, so much of knowledge, the accidents are still high because of that negligence part of what we have. That is actually costing the lives of people. And this vessel, when it has come, nobody thought she is permanently here. They tried their best. Of course, they tried with the tug. High tide was there. I think if there's some date on April 14th or something, they said that day this vessel is moving. They had tugs. They tied up, and the fish. Then they have tied everywhere. They tried to lift the vessel. Lifting the vessel is not possible, but they cleared everything. They gave a chance. They gave a try. Very sincere try. It didn't happen. They just wound it up. They said no way, not possible. Yeah. Anyway.
Sir, if something like hudud or a tsunami happens, how will this impact?
Impact what?
This ship.
Oh yeah, if you are not going to have any protection, if the swell is big, this will go even further.
That's right.
Because sea is big, the only impact
The
is from
pressure
that
comes
side.
from that side.
Yeah, it will push, it can lift, because imagine 10 meters of water is coming now. This is a point, it is like a thermocol piece for our understanding. If water hits from the bottom of the thermocol, it will lift up, isn't it? It lift and it will be pushed more other side. The wind pressure cannot be that much.
So the balance is not.
Yeah, it will be further pushed, but it cannot go out. Don't worry, you will have it in a reel.
Was it taken by the wind or the rain?
Both.
And when you have a barrier like this, how can the wind be so strong?
It will not make any.
In this part.
The wind, the structure of this hill is not straight like this. It is not straight.
But still it's like
It is there.
exactly
It is there. But what will happen?
uh,
It is not straight. It is slant. The wind is it's not a wall straight. Okay, it's not straight. If it's straight, then it hit and bounce back. There will be equal pressure on the opposite side also.
So it should
But
be
it's not.
coming there.
Yeah, it will be there's a slope. Is understood. Slowly the wind will it will move. It's a combination of wind and the sea definitely. But wind effect will not be that big when you compare to the water. Water is too heavy. Just imagine one bucket of water tried to hit somebody. You see nowadays all reels are one balloon of water people try to throw from top. If somebody gets hit, you see how much effect it is. That is water. Water has buoyancy. How many people know about Bermuda Triangle? Can I take 2 minutes? Bermuda Triangle. How many of you know?
We heard of it.
Somebody asked last time.
Yes.
Bermuda Triangle. What is happening in
Meenakshi
Bermuda?
asked.
Huh?
Ships or anything that goes,
Meenakshi asked.
disappears.
Yeah. Why it happens?
Is it full sucked in?
Why? Nothing. Nowhere, nothing is pulled anywhere. In aquarium, for the fish, you put the water air tube with the bubbles.
Yeah.
Now take a small piece of wood or little heavy one and try to drop little far in the aquarium where there is no bubble. It will not sink there. But where you try to put it where the bubbles are coming, you will leave the stone or that wooden piece, it will sink there. You know why? The water has a buoyancy. The water has a buoyancy to push up. Whereas in the Bermuda Triangle, the area between Miami, Bermuda and some place, these 3 places, that area, they called it as the Bermuda Triangle area, and lot of ships disappeared. Lot of aircraft disappeared. Okay, and they said that this is something wrong beyond the ability of humans to understand what has happened. But nothing. One incident is one aircraft carrier battalion, about 7 to 8 aircraft or 10 aircraft, they all came out. Again, no special technology. Only believe in stars, only believe in sea. That's the way how they. So imagine, just try to visualize. One aircraft carrier, 10 aircrafts are moved that side. They go into the sea, and there they have their magnetic compasses. Okay, they're showing that we are going straight. Then as per the time, because there is no GPS position. After first 10 minutes, take a left. Okay, they go like this. 10 minutes, they take a left. Then after 10 minutes, you will find islands. After crossing islands, take left. They'll arrive. That's it. That is a simple instruction for them. There is no big technology. Now, the head, first guy, he went. He said, okay, everybody follow me. They go into the sea and the weather is bad. Now, you'll see the YouTube. You try to find out in the YouTube, you'll get this. This is not exaggerated or not created. Then, they cannot be accurately 90. Example 90, it can be go 82, 83 or something. It is magnetic compass is all never steady. So they went in the wrong direction. They kept on going. These people felt that, hurry, that guy is showing 88, 90. Ours, we are going somewhere. Let us all turn and follow. He is the leader. You know. So one guy made a mistake. Everybody started following. So instead of going 90, they all started going at 070060. They started heading somewhere. Now after some time, they are supposed to have an island where it will show like this, the island. So they have to cross 90 degrees, take a left. These islands, instead of crossing like this, they went somewhere here. So
there's no island at all.
There is no island. So they kept on going. Then they found out some island like this. Okay? Then they said, our compasses are wrong. We have to cross it like this and through. So they crossed 90 degrees, they headed somewhere. After they kept on searching for land, they never reached land. They were not in communication with the shore. They tried to tell you. For these people also, there is no radars to tell where they are. I cannot track them. There is no such radars, no GPS system, nothing. So they kept on going. They run out of fuel. More. They tell, take left. Where are you going? They kept on. Then what? They run out of fuel. They all sank. One guy sank, 2, 3, 4. Everybody sank. So this is the real story of the aircraft. So all the aircrafts were found almost at the same place. All of them, the fuel is dried up. The tank capacity say about 300 liters or 500 liters, enough for a turn, one round trip, and reserve of about 30-40%. They all ran out. That's the way how those have sunk. Because people said ships are sinking, aircrafts are sinking, and one aircraft was engine problem, they also sank. So these two things. So how we come to a conclusion? Now it comes to ships. There is a lot of methane gas in that area. Methane gas coming from the earth. Okay? When the methane gas is coming, it comes like bubbles. As I said, pure water, the buoyancy is, it will keep the vessel afloat. But where the methane gas is going, when the ship crosses that, the water is not pushing the vessel up. Then the ships are sinking because of methane gas. Okay? And it's not happening every day. So many ships have crossed. All those people who have crossed, they said nothing. But after some incident, they said that something is really, really bad. Anyway, since we said, try to find out Bermuda Triangle, why it is, just read it absolutely. Some scientist has done it from Miami or somewhere. Unbelievably good. He'll tell clear explanation. Even he sank his own boat to show that. He created some bubbles under that, and he recorded and found that it is sinking. Okay? So this is about Bermuda Triangle. Since we started. Olden days, we used to depend completely on natural things. We used to believe our own senses. Nowadays, too much technology sometimes is bad.
So while he's explained, and I thought brought you all to the connection between what sailing, shore and climate and heritage is, recently with the launch of INS Visakhapatnam, along with Yo Vizag, John Castellas, we decided to do over 10, 11 stories which were to do with Vizag, Visakhapatnam, heritage, ship, captain's experiences. Excellent stories. In that, Captain tells you on the first ship that sailed in after the night of the Hudhud. Captain, which was the name of the ship? SP
Berlin.
SP Berlin. And how it was a dark night. Reading it is awesome. So what I'm saying is, while we are all here, each one of us has contributed into different things. So thanks a lot about all this. Now,
I'll talk something about our wrecks, and then maybe I'll talk something about our reef and all those things, because everybody will have different experience. I hope somebody have dived in scuba dive here, because we have cylinders, then we have a lot of things to go underwater. They're pretty beautiful things. I mean, you can watch a lot of corals, and beautiful corals underwater. We do a lot of things to protect these reef and all those things. So in our daily dives and all those things, we find a lot of nets and all those things underwater. We carry a lot of knives and scuba dives. I've seen a lot of fishes which is stuck inside the fishing nets, as well as a lot of plastics. So we used to conduct, as ma'am said, as ma'am said, somebody told about the plastics and all those things. We used to conduct a lot of cleanups underwater. With the scuba cylinder, cleanups, everything is different because we can clean everything on the surface, but we can't just clean everything underwater. There are certain things that are stuck in the water. There are certain nets because every boat carries kilometers and kilometers of nets. Once they are stuck in a cyclone or something, they just goes underwater. So nobody can even just take it, and they'll be just covered on the rocks and the reef and all those things. Even on the fishes, so fishes even can't just move around. So we scuba divers used to go there, cut those things and just take it back. And we have some beautiful wrecks over here. There are few shipwrecks over here. I don't know how many people knows about the shipwrecks that we have in the Rishikonda. If you just go maybe about 10 kilometers, 15 kilometers far from Rishikonda beach, you can find massive fishing trolleys. And that massive fishing trolley has a lot of fishes and beautiful big fishes that stays inside the inside the hull of that trolley. It is pretty beautiful. Everybody should come and join us someday. Whenever you can. And then last year we found a Chilika, underwater ship that is about in Orissa, I guess so. And we with Balram sir. Last year we found a shipwreck that is Chilika. It is a sunken ship.
Inside the Chilka saltwater lake?
Yeah. It is in Orissa actually.
Yeah.
So it is about 60-70 kilometers from here, I guess. Yeah. And that is also really about 150-meter big ship. It was really good experience.
How old was the ship?
100-year-old ship. Chilka from Orissa actually.
The name of the ship was Chilka.
Chilka, yeah. You can find it in the internet. You can find, if you just Barua shipwreck, you can just find it and you can find the photos and everything of us. And so I just wanted to tell you guys. I just came here. For Balram sir, I just wanted to tell. Just don't throw away the plastic. Everybody, do support all the things. We used to collect the plastic, everything from underwater. You guys also should do it and help us to protect the ocean.
Thank you, Raul.
Thank you very much.
He is from IYFS, founder, and he would like to share a word with you. Come.
First of all, I just want to thank you and give a big... Probably before I start the ideas that I have, maybe the views I have, I would like you to take my number. I'm a little greedy guy. Have my number in your phone, 970-348-9797. We thought, okay, we have to prevent all the plastic in Vizag. In a year, we learned that no, plastic prevention is not possible, only we can reduce. Then we made a survey how much we can reduce. Then we went to many houses in MVP colony and made a wonderful survey. We learned that 0.1% of plastic only we can reduce. Now, we made another survey. What are the things we use daily in life? We use 180 plastic items daily in life. It begins with milk pouch, paste, tongue cleaner, shampoo, mirror, razor. There it begins. Going to market, bring spinach in a plastic cover, flowers. Whatever you say, open your fridge, you will find only plastic. Now, this is not really bad. Plastic is wonderful invention, and it has got a top 20 place in 20th century. Why? Because we use this plastic from this Bottubilla, Bindu to ships manufacturing. The huge ships needed plastic. So there is no point that we can prevent this. Even in future, we have to have this plastic.
Sorry.
So why do I talk about plastics? I say that plastics is wonderful invention. How do we reduce it? You can reduce it and you can reuse it, you can repurpose it through people like me. How do we help? If you give me a call, if you have collection of plastic, give me a call. I will come with my pickup truck with a small knicker and a tie bag and ID card, and we take it to our ad, segregate it and recycle it. Well, it took 4 years for me to establish recycling plant. Not even 1 rupee. So we spent all money to people like you. Now it is not only for the plastic, it is something much more than that. You will appreciate it, I think you will utilize it. How many pairs you will use in a year? How many pairs of clothes you will use in a year? Where are you throwing them after use? How many shoes and slippers you are using? And where are you throwing them? How many mobile phones you use in a year? Where are you throwing them? Do you use a carpet or a bed or a foam bed or maybe something coir bed? Where are you throwing it after usage? Are you using some gold and silver and you are throwing it? Please give me a call, I will come and do that. But I am there to take electronic waste, wires, clothes, carbon, like coir, foam, even plastic chairs, metals, anything. If it is more, we will pay you. If it is less, no transaction. So we have established now resources recovery park at Appala dumping yard. Any item we are there to recycle.
Excellent.
Any item.
Yes.
So this is a wonderful invention, and thank you so much, always helping and encouraging that. That Pat is always great. What is happening is that when I started this cleanup drive in 2019, I was only thought of cleaning it for 10 days. But later on I continued for 100 days. Huge team came. Now there are 4 teams in Vizag who came to our cleanup drives and started individual groups. They grew up huge. So don't you think it is a big one? But as he said, there is some problem here. You are throwing, we are cleaning. You are throwing, we are cleaning. You are throwing, we are cleaning. Recently, this Australian government is supporting our program with some small amount. So somebody commented that, oh, okay, we are cleaning up these beaches for a good picnic for Americans and Australians and England. Not for us. No, it is for us as well. It is not only for the foreigners, it is for us as well. And the final one, I am going to conclude that she has no time, she wants to give time to everybody. I see always some young people here who are really have great knowledge and wisdom.
Yeah.
Young people, not younger. Okay, maybe you can join us. Maybe I just wanted to ask you individually. I see you in a couple of meetings and Miyawaki and Heritage Walks and Kotlagona. We are going to make up some new startups on waste management. I welcome people who would like to join as an investor or maybe as a worker. I am a driver, I am a scavenger, I also sweep, I am the boss of my office and all. So at different meetings, at quality meetings, I am the boss. But at my ad and when I come to your house, I am a driver and worker.
Okay.
So feel free to join me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Wow.
Give him a big hand! Satish, recently it was a massive program where a whole lot of volunteers had come together and very many of them had said that Satish's Vizag volunteers was related to problem and solution. But suddenly the whole twist of the program changed where they showed the various purposes, and Satish would like to also address it because all these aspects reflect to us with our city.
Okay, so really good people ante ide. So andro good people andro oka shot unnaru. So I really thanks making this happen. So I always feel this anamata. So everybody doing some part of responsibility to change something in the society. So everybody have their own thought process to do it, but make it things in a systematic manner and more collaboratively. I appreciate whenever you want to do anything as a Vizagite, I want to support everyone. So whatever that, but it should be like systematic and a long-term approach, and like it's not like just for sake of doing it. We have to be impact. We have to create an impact. So I always tell my team, my volunteers, it's not about the competition, it's all about the collaboration. So please think in a way, so whatever the cause, whatever the thought, whatever the impact you want to create, okay, make it a more systematic way and inconsistently, not like just a banner event or just for an event. If anybody wants to do that, from my part, I want to be a part of that activity. Like Sohan sir, whenever they ask me to do something, so I always want to be part of it. But whenever anybody wants to do it, take it, because be a leader, take a responsibility and drive it. So as a volunteer, we want to support everyone, whoever wants to do something good for the society. So that's what I want to bring you notice, that it's not about the collaborate, it's all about
Not competition, collaboration.
it's not a competition, it's a collaboration. If you want to do something change, because we need a lot of like-minded people all together need to sit and we'll discuss what we can do best, what we can change. Because when I took as a beach cleanup, I am doing it. So there is a project called Special People. There is so consistently we are doing it. So we want to do it like in a systematic manner. So whatever the thing you want to be and you are interested to be part of it, please let me know. And I really appreciate Sohan sir and okay, Jayashree madam. So thank you. So thanks everyone. Thank you.
To you,
Oh,
Sumanth is a
number, huh?
astronomist.
Hi guys, my name is Sumanth. I'm an amateur astronomer. And talking about climate and weather, astronomers have always had this problem. When there is an astronomical event, there are clouds, there is fog, there's smog and all of this. So when I was young, we had a lot of clear skies. I'm sure most of you remember the clear skies back in the day.
Long time back.
Long time ago, like some 10, 20 years ago. I'm sure you must have seen a lot better skies from the sea.
Yes.
So the climate change is actually impacting our viewing experience. We used to be able to see a lot of things from the city. I remember seeing a meteor shower from the city, from Madilpalam. But now to see something of that sort, you have to gain altitude, go somewhere to Araku, Paderu to see something like that. So this is a really great gathering that so many people are coming across talking about things. And there are a lot of environmentalists here. Like I see Vivek, I'm sure he can talk about how the bird populations have dwindled over years. So
we have Bhagyasree also.
We have Bhagyasree also, yes. Yeah, so, she can also talk about how all of this is impacting us. So I'd say, as all of you guys have said, cut it at the source. Try reduce your consumption. Maybe you don't need that extra bottle of water. Carry a metal bottle. Wherever you go, you can always refill. There are a lot of places. Most cafes nowadays are doing that. If you have your own bottle, you can ask them for a refill of water if you're traveling. Most cities do this. So I'd suggest please carry a water bottle. You're reducing the impact you are making. You're reducing your footprint. And yeah, though we have to get like a major policy change on the industrial level, this is something which we can do. Maybe feel good about, maybe keep track of how many less bottles you're buying, how much less impact you're creating. People doing underwater cleanups as well, it makes the job a lot more easier and the diving experience a lot better, if I'm not wrong. So yeah, I just wanted to say that. Thank you. Thank you Jayashree and Sohan for doing this. This is an amazing group of people.
Exactly.
And this is how change starts. People talking.
It's already changing.
Absolutely,
I wanted
absolutely.
that environment to be brought forward.
Everybody can hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Diwakar got that professorial tone.
Yeah, since I was a professor, I can talk non-stop, so I won't take that long. Since Jayashree brought up what I was doing, what we were doing, Manju and I thought I can clarify a little bit. So, everybody loves biryani here?
Yeah.
I love it too, but I'm bored. Everybody loves beach?
Yes.
I love it too, but I want something more. So that's how I found Jayashree and Sohan. We were
Beach
looking
and
for
biryani?
something.
Beach and biryani?
No,
No.
we are not beach and biryani.
Exactly.
We are not beach and biryani.
Exactly. So
Not only beach
Manju
and
and I were looking for things to do and people to meet. And as soon as we came back from the US, we were trying to find new experiences in our hometown. We found Jayashree and Sohan. And since then, we discovered a whole big community around them. So exciting to be part of this community. But one thing we thought we could contribute is a space for the community to get together whenever there is a new idea, there is a new reason to get together, new things to talk about. And that's the space we want to provide. So we have a little function hall, which is technically a function hall, but it's also a meeting space on Midlapuri Road. You all familiar with Madhurwada? Midlapuri Road, it's 100 feet away. We have a little function hall there. We have a cafe. We're trying to make it a place where we can have experiences, not just go have a biryani. So we don't serve biryani. For those of you who love rice, there are rice bowls. But anyway, food is not the point. We have a space where you can come hang out. And I told Sohan and Jayashree many times, if you want to have a space where we can come and meet just to talk, just call up our number and you can have the space if there is nothing else booked for that. And if you bring up their names, we won't charge anything.
Oh, come on.
Because there is a reason. There is a cause behind your meeting.
Then okay.
There is a cause behind your meeting. That's what I'm interested in. I'll be happy to be part of the conversation if I'm available, which I try to be there all the time. So that's what I wanted to clarify since she brought up. I have many interests. Manju has a lot of different interests. We have very interesting backgrounds. We can talk about all that if we have another chance, which we will. Thank you.
Quickly back to probably 80s, where on Doordarshan we used to have Cosmos by Carl Sagan.
Yes.
And it was there almost every Sunday used to come. After growing up, I still remember it, so I went and got the DVDs. In that they talk about Eratosthenes, who in BC 200 BC? What? Eratosthenes. He worked out what is the circumference of the earth just from the shadows cast by two poles. One in Alexandria and another in another place which is some 280 miles away.
Fantastic.
So there are lots of such things described in it. Typically the idea was to go to the board again.
Yeah.
See, this is the earth. Alexandria was somewhere here. And the other place was somewhere here. So when the sun is shining from here, the earth goes this way as it. Okay. One day, he found that the shadow of this obelisk was not there at 12 o'clock at Alexandria. So, but he knew on the same day, in another place, on another time, the same day, this pole cast a shadow. That is possible only if
There's a
it's
ground.
circular. So from the arc distance, he was a rich guy, made a guy walk around all the way, find out the distance, and then
Calculated
the arc is so much, how much would the circle be? He calculated it and told the circumference also. So that set of DVDs, it's a set of 13 DVDs. It has all this. So we could probably have a show of each of the DVD, one after the other, probably in your place.
Definitely. Definitely. You're welcome.
And it's really beautiful.
You didn't say the golden word yet.
What?
Jayashree or Sohan?
Jayashree and Sohan.
Okay.
So both. So I get back money?
Wonderful.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, see the beautiful moon.
That would be a lovely.
And Manoj will tell us all about the mysterious subject of nuclear physics and things.
Not now.
Not now. We do it there.
Yeah, any other.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Another small thing. Have you all been to Andhra University Zoological Department?
Zoology department. He's been there.
You have seen the whale?
Yeah, there is.
Yes.
Skeleton of a whale.
Yes.
A full skeleton of a whale and its baby. You can go there and see. And then you walk back. This is the entrance. You climb up, you see the whale, go around, turn back. There's a big open space with lots of drama, chairs,
Yes,
or whatever.
yes, yes.
What is that? I don't know.
Oh, it was a fabulous open air theatre. But they're
Now
not
it's gone
used
to
at all.
ruins.
But we can't repair it. We can always repair it.
And last 6 months, I am working at Gujarat, 5 months. And last 1 month, I am at Indonesia. Yes. And I want to tell you something. Like, when I share beach cleanup, matter as my WhatsApp status, friends in Indonesia, they are asking me, what is this beach cleanup? Why you are cleaning the beaches? What is the problem? I said, we are taking out all the plastic. Then they suddenly ask, but why are you throwing plastic first? And why you are cleaning it again?
So we can clean this.
Yeah. So they do have beach cleanups, but it may be like monthly once or yearly once or twice. But when I said we are taking out tons of plastic weekly once, only from one place, and there are like kilometers of stretch, still we can do a lot. They are asking, okay, why don't you do that? I said, we are doing it, we just started. And when I said he is already doing, like Vizag volunteers team, Satish, for hundreds of weeks already, then they started, So big claps to Vizag volunteers. And Jayashree Garu and Sohan Garu. So I first met Jayashree Garu in a heritage walk. Then I started following her. And I don't know Sohan Garu.
I had a funny feeling I was being followed.
Yes. Then accidentally I met Sohan Garu. Accidentally. Because when I see her name,
He was following you.
so Sohan Hatangadi. Then I thought, okay, must be some relation between these two. And I always, see something is wrong on street. I always think, okay, am I only thinking about this or somebody else also? Then maybe the day before or next day, I see a Facebook post from Sohanji. This is happening. So, it's so fascinating. And it is just starting. And, we are having, tens of people here. But I can see into future, we may have same thing, maybe hundreds of people or thousands of people. And if we can create some thought process, some improvement in thinking of people of Vizag, maybe Vizag will, become like a landmark, real landmark for environmentalists or, people thinking of heritage, culture. So I can see it, and I am sure many of you can also see it. And before I finish, I will tell you about Indonesia. I am working for BP there in a big island, maybe bigger than our state. I can see sparrows there everywhere. We all use mobiles there, but there are sparrows everywhere. And we are in a rainforest, plenty of oxygen. There every day it rains, and temperature constant. Morning maximum 32 and evening minimum 24 throughout the year, and every day rain. And after 1 hour, it looks fresh, green again. And we always see, deers running around the plant. They are just coming inside without any fear. And we are like 5,000 people there. I can say we don't have even 100 plastic bottles there. Everybody carries their own bottle. And everywhere we can see mineral water dispensers. But nobody use any disposable water. No paper cups. If you want to make your tea, while you are coming to site, you bring your own cup. If you want to drink water, you bring your own bottle, take from the dispenser. If you don't have, borrow it from somebody. So, if one island can do that, why not we? They don't have anything, any facility there, but and all water we are getting from desalination and demineral water from sea water. So we have fresh water here, so much of it, but we are abusing it. So if we can start something, I'm sure it will spread, it will go around. Now we are in digital age. So I want everybody's commitment and help and support the people who are doing this, like Sohan ji, Jayashree Garu, Satish Garu, and so many.
Climate and environment today.
Yes.
And heritage today.
Yes.
No Hatangadi heritage only.
Okay. Yes. And thank you very much. I missed most of the events last 6 months, but I am I feel so happy I can attend here. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
We have in our midst Bhagyasree Garu, who is an ornithologist.
Thank you for the stage, sir. So, welcome to all. I'm not thanking them again. Everybody has thanked. We all are thankful to them for sure. So, we have all been discussing how heritage has been affected, like literally structures, monuments, our landscapes, as well as how it has had an effect on people. And moreover, not only us or the current civilization, how it has affected us throughout civilizations, how it has changed over the course, and what are we facing right now in terms of climate change. So the one major component that we are missing here is what we are surrounded by, the nature around us. What is the toll that climate change has had upon the greenery that we see around us, or the mammals or the birds that are surrounding us, the ones that are speechless but still they are getting affected. So basically what we read in multiple newspaper, magazines or journals or any other news articles, it's like climate change affects us in terms of loss of greenery, loss of green cover basically, and loss of green cover has an automatic impact on every other related aspect of our nature. So basically, if I have to put it in a nutshell, it can be mentioned as habitat loss. So our house, our home is our habitat. We design our space, we live in our space. Similarly, every particular animal and bird and insect out there has its own habitat. Once one component goes out of the habitat, the entire web is going to come down on one point of time. So that's the importance of every particular insect or a bug or a beetle or anything. We see multiple types of pesticides being used in agriculture farms. How many of you knew, like farmers here definitely will be able to support my sentence. We have natural pesticides with us. Bugs and beetles, red color, pink color, blue color, green color that we see in plants, they are naturally going to kill all those insects which are causing harm to our crops. But what we do, we kill them also along with the other ones, the negative ones. The positive also goes along with that. So we are actually eradicating everything to null, zero. We need not do that. In China, paddy fields, farmers use fishes and ducks to make sure the place is weedicided and pesticided. They don't use pesticides. That's how you incorporate multidisciplinary options to arrive at a particular solution for a particular problem. So while coming to different aspects of how climate has affected in particular avian or our trees, flora and fauna, I can give multiple sentences or keywords which I think will give you the message. It will be like loss of tree cover, increase and decrease in temperatures, especially increase in temperatures. So with increase in temperature, one of the sideway effect is increase in heat waves around the globe in multiple places. That leads to forest fires. That is again habitat destruction. And then there is another part where with increase in heat waves, crops lose the productivity. So the yield we get from the agricultural crops is coming down. And this increased temperature also affects various type of wild trees out there. So a particular tree will be the only source of food for a particular bird. So if that tree is gone, this bird is going to go away. So a very good example is hornbills. There is one type of hornbill in Vizag which is a grey hornbill, Indian grey hornbill. Whereas in Papikonda we can find pine hornbills and Malabar hornbills more towards southern areas. These hornbills are actually dependent on fig trees. In the Western Ghats, suddenly scientists started noticing that hornbill population is coming down. They were not one side hornbill population is coming down, the other side fig tree population is coming down. So they were not able to relate it on time. Later on they studied and they got an answer. The fruit of the tree when consumed by the hornbill, it will go through its intestine, it goes through the process, it will come out through the excreta. Only that seed can germinate. If I pluck the tree fruit directly and I go and put it in the soil, it will not germinate. It cannot germinate. Only the gut of the bird has the capacity to make that seed germinable actually. It is that kind of a process which the scientists were able to find out throughout studies. And now we know why the tree is vanishing as well as on the side why the bird is vanishing. So everything is interrelated around us. Even a sparrow or a small kite or an eagle around us, they all have their own roles around us. So it is up to us to like observe and know, like our observation about their behavior and activities will give us answers. So we have more to study from them than actually anything else. Nature has answers to everything literally. So yes, we have to, what we can do to conserve them. In line to that question, I have only like options with me. I don't have particular point factor guaranteed solutions. We all can associate it with nature more. Get out in the open. Like Vizagites are the most luckiest ones, I guess. Wow. Round the turn of the road, you have a hilltop or a wonderful sanctuary or a park where you can actually go and observe the nature and its activities. So please go more, engage with clubs and activities. So go on treks or walks where actually there are people who can guide you what is the importance of such habitats. So when you know the importance only, you can fight for it. Make sure your voice is heard. So to make sure your voice is heard, please be sure
loud.
that you are knowledgeable on that. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I want to thank the captain, Surendra Singh, the engineers that were here. Every time we came, they did it. Believe me, it was so difficult for me to organize these chairs. But then the gentleman said, don't worry ma'am, I will organize it for you. So he organized it. Sohan is hosted us for the Rockdale tiffins that came in today, the snacks, that is Sohan's. So thank you Sohan.
Thanks to Rockdale also.
The captain also is sponsored, contributing.
Yeah, give him a big hand. Now we are going to get a banner which is coming from there. We are going to cut the room, bring it over here, hold it. We'll have to start making some room, all go backward. And just give me a hand before you go backward.
Thank you all
by
for
stacking
being
the chair.
here.